Good morning, Facebook friends. Kara here with Kinsley's Creative Palette. It is Tuesday. Gosh, I can't believe we're already in July, but we are. And I wanted to paint this morning, and I thought maybe we could paint together. So if you have something that you want to paint, come join me. If not, you can just come hang out and hopefully learn something new. When you hop on, say good morning. I'm going to try to pull up my comments on my iPad so that maybe I will see more. Good morning, Mary. Oh my gosh, good morning, love. Let's see. I probably look really tired this morning, but you know what? That's just part of life right now with kids and camp and all that good stuff. So my kids are at camp this week. They are not happy about it. But you know what? It is what it is. And they'll be fine. My husband goes, they said, we didn't want to go to camp. And he goes, well, good news is you didn't have a choice. I was like, yeah, pretty much. Good morning, Ginger. Good morning, Sandra. Thank you for sharing, Sandra. We are, okay. As a creative, I tend to start projects and not always finish them. Anybody else? Am I the only one? So this morning when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to, I cannot see the comments for some reason. Let's see. When I was trying to figure out what I wanted to paint, I was looking through my basket. Oh, let me see my nails. They're Color Street. And thank you. I am dyed. Okay, y'all want to hear something funny? Well, first of all, let me tell you. I looked through my basket and I'm like, oh, I started this flower last year. Let me finish it. Okay, so you do that too. So if you look close on some of my videos over the last couple of weeks, you're going to see I had this patch right here of hair I forgot to dye. And there was even a little patch right here. And it was hilarious. And I kept thinking, like, I realized it like 2 days after I dyed it, but I didn't want to do it again because it gets everywhere and like, whatever. But yeah, these are Color Street. And so I finally re-dyed my hair, and I have my fingernails and my toenails done. So I told Mary in a private message the other day that we had family in town last week, and we went to Pittsburgh for the weekend. My husband had surgery last week. Kinsley, my daughter, she was sick. Ended up Sunday morning, I guess. We ended up at urgent care because her cough had gotten so bad I was afraid she was getting pneumonia. So it has been like the craziest week. And it's not slowing down. It's just not slowing down. So anyway, but I was telling Mary that I dropped my family off at the airport, came home and whipped out like 4 loads of laundry, and I actually did my nails in the car on the way to Pittsburgh because someone else was driving, praise God. I always drive everywhere we go, and I talked my uncle into driving. So I did my nails in the car, which were all, seriously, if you haven't tried Color Street, it's amazing. And let me hook you up with my girl who will let you have a free sample so you can try it, because I've fallen in love with them. Anyway, so we got back and got 4 loads of laundry knocked out because my kids had camp this week. And so I knew like they needed shorts and t-shirts, which were all in the dirty clothes. And my daughter and I watched A League of Their Own. Have y'all seen that? Because if you haven't seen that movie, like, it is a classic and I love it so much. Anyway, we watched A League of Their Own. We painted our toenails, and we knocked out all of that laundry, folded, put it away. And what else did we do? Oh, and I dyed my hair that night. So fresh toenails, fingernails done, and new hair dye. I feel like a whole new woman, guys. A whole new woman. So anyway, like I said, if any of you are interested in Color Street, I was going to tell you, like, here, I'm telling you all my beauty secrets. There's no crying in baseball. That's right. My daughter didn't love it, though. I really thought she was going to absolutely love that movie like I did, and she didn't love it. She told me, Mom, this movie isn't really resonating with me. That's coming from an 11-year-old. But praise God, my daughter did not have pneumonia. I didn't say that, but I know somebody's going to ask me So I want to make sure that I tell you that she was fine. And I kept her out of swim all week last week because her cough was really bad. And she got cleared to go back. And so today, okay, if y'all followed me all summer long, you know that my daughter sat on the side of the pool the first day of swim and cried her eyes out. And I thought, oh my gosh, we spent a freaking fortune for this child to swim. And she's going to sit on the side of the pool and cry. Like, I was kind of mad, not gonna lie. Well, tonight is her last swim meet. She has gotten so much more confidence. She did one of the things she was most afraid of is the flip turn. And so I might have given her an incentive to do the flip turn. I told her I'd give her $2 for every race that she did the appropriate turn with the appropriate stroke. Some call it bribing, some call it incentivizing. I mean, whatever you're going to do. But if you know your kid's currency, like, you can pretty much get them to do whatever you need them to do and whatever they need to do, right? So a lady back in Chattanooga taught me that. And it has been like the most beneficial parenting advice that I've ever had. And so just pass that on to someone. If you're having trouble with your kids, figure out their currency, and it can change like from minute to minute. Okay, so she can only be in 5 races. So she got $10. She was devastated to find out, though, her backstroke is what she's best at. I'm going to touch up some paint while we talk. Her backstroke is what she's best at, and she got disqualified because she stayed on her belly too long on that race, but she shaved like 5 seconds off of it. So it was one of those things, like, I kept trying to tell her that all the other people, like, she's super fast, and she would get down to the end of the pool before all the other people. But because she wouldn't do the flip turn, she would lose seconds. And so she kept getting upset because she's like, I can't ever come in first in my heat. And so I tried to tell her, I'm like, honey, you're 11, and most of these kids that you're competing against have been competing for years. And the only way you're truly going to be competitive and ever make it when they do to the other side at the same time as if you do that flip turn. And so it was really good that she realized, like, she actually came in first in her heat, but then she got disqualified. But she realized, like, oh, yeah, I can be competitive. So anyway, it was awesome. But my son, it was so funny because we got back that night from the meet. I am talking like a mile a minute. My coffee must have kicked in. But we got back from the meet that night. My daughter put her hand out, and my son, who's 9, goes, "You bribed her, Mom?" I'm like, dude, whatever works. Whatever works. So she did it. She was so proud of herself. Her coach was so proud of her. And actually, she might have gotten some more money from someone else. I'm not going to say who, but somebody else might have gotten in on that. And so, yeah, lots of people really proud of her. So most of all, probably me, because, you know, that motherly pride kicking in. So I am just straightening out my lines on here and painting over where it sat in my basket for way too long and got a little bit scratched up. Let's talk today. You know what? That brings me to a good point. So I always try to give you something, some lesson, some tip, something when I go live. And I love when y'all ask questions because I don't always know what you want me to tell you, what questions you have. So I try to come up with something that maybe you wouldn't know to ask. And I will tell you that if you are someone who cuts signs from templates, one of the best ways that you can store your templates is on those hangers you get at Walmart with like shorts, with the 2 clippies, because you can hang a bunch of them on one. And then you can hang them straight. Ginger says, tell me everything. Honey, I'm trying to tell you everything. I want to tell you all the things. I'm just so glad that you joined us. Like, I know you'd been following me for a while, so I'm glad you joined us. I hope that you have a super blast. But so that's how I would highly recommend. So your templates, you don't have to fold them or anything, that you store them. I'm making a mess this morning. I feel like I'm like making my circle bigger, but I guess that's okay. All right. So tonight is our last swim meet. My kids are at camp this week, which means I actually get time to work. I love what I do, guys. I really do. I hope that it shows how much I love what I do, because I do. I love what I do. Good morning, Judy. Welcome. What do you hang them on? Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Lisa. I use those clippy hangers, and you can even I'm trying to think. No, that probably wouldn't work. But I use those clippy hangers. I just hang them in my coat closet. I know, just because they don't take up much room. Another tip, which I need to straighten this out, so I'm going to let it dry for a minute. Another tip for you is to store your signs. Okay, there's lots of different ways you can store your signs. Oh, in an artist bag. That's good. You store it underneath like your bed or something. Where do you lay them? Like I'm assuming they lay flat. So we had a house in Chattanooga that had an unfinished basement, and it had stairs going down to the basement. And I wanted, I'm a signaholic. I have signs out the wazoo. And I wanted to be able to change my signs every few days. Good morning, Aunt Sassy Pants. Hey guys, Connie on here is Aunt Sassy Pants. Just so y'all know. She's going to be so mad I said that. What is the best way to clean your brushes without them drying hard? I've ruined so many brushes. Hey, Elizabeth, I'll tell you that in just a second. So going down the stairs, it was, just drywall. And so I nailed up a whole bunch of nails, going all over. And I just stored my signs because they have bows on them, so they were a little bit thick. And I just stored them hanging up there so I could just go to the front door, take mine off, and swap them out. So that was really easy. Trying to think. I like storing mine hanging. I really do. I like storing them hanging. If you have a pegboard, you could have one of those long thingy-mabobbers. I don't know what they're called. And you can hang them that way. Good morning, Rachel. I know, from a Chattanooga friend. I miss Chattanooga so much. I miss my friends. All right. So Elizabeth wants to know this morning how I clean my brushes. Guys, if you've followed me for a while, you know that I'm a hot mess. And I own it. But I'd rather be a hot mess than boring. So in saying that, thank you, Rachel. In saying that, I have a cup of water right here that these I got at Dollar Tree. They only have them, I think, in the spring or summertime, and they're like $3 or $4 for $1, and they're heavy duty. They don't fall over, so I can put a whole bunch of brushes in here. In fact, I have 1 or 2 or 3 back here with a ton. Okay, so I keep a cup of water on my station all the time. So the last time I painted with you guys was, I guess, last week. I just washed my brushes right before I went live. So they were sitting in here for a whole week. My brushes never get hard because they're always in the water. So no, they're not all always in the water, but I do not wash them out, right? They're always, if they're not in paint, if I'm not using it, they're in water. So they don't dry out. They don't get hard. If you ever get a brush like that, though, Deco Art makes, and I'm sure there's other ways, but they make a brush cleaner that is, it comes in a bottle like this, and it's at the studio, or I would show you, but it, I put just a little bit in the bottom of a solo cup, just enough to cover the bristles of my brush, because I don't want to waste it. And I just set my brushes down in there, and I let them sit for a day or so. And then I can wash them out real good, and they're not hard anymore. So Elizabeth, I hope that that is helpful. I use that same, like, I leave that that cup of solution until, like, it's not working anymore. I leave it on my desk. Oh, Murphy's oil soap. That's a good idea. Debbie says she's found that Murphy's oil soap is great. So I leave that little cup next to my sink at the studio, and anytime I have brushes that a customer, like, I have a lot of kids at the studio, and what they do is they'll use a brush, and then they will stick the brush in a cup, like the paint brush cup, instead of in the water, and I don't find it right away. Mary, what is that sad face for? You're welcome, Elizabeth. Thanks for joining us. Is it your first time joining us? Your name doesn't look familiar. Where are you from? Mary, I need to know, honey. What's that face for? All right, guys. I've got some thick paint along here, so I'm going to smooth it out. Just kind of knocking it down with my paintbrush. Let's see. So, poor Mary. She's gonna, I'm pretty sure that she's gonna hate me before this month is over. Poor thing. She got her sign. She's a member of our virtual paint party. She got her cactus in the mail and it had broken. South Mississippi. Nice, girl. That my family is from Gulfport originally. My dad's side of the family. But she got her sign in the mail and it was broken. And she had just moved, I guess, when she signed up. And so right after, poor thing, right after she signed up, she messaged me and said, hey, I put in the wrong address. And we tried to get in PayPal to fix it, and we thought we had it fixed. Well, then when I created her shipping label for the month, it shipped to the wrong place. So not only was it broken, it also shipped to the wrong place. So Sweet Thing messaged me last Tuesday, and she's like, oh, my sign's broken, and you shipped it to the wrong place. So I shipped a new sign yesterday, and my kids were at camp. It was the first day back to work since last Tuesday, and my to-do list was amazingly long, and I was trying to crank it all out and get my kids picked up by 3 o'clock so we could go to swim practice, and I clicked reship. And guess what happened? Morning, Margie. It reshipped to the old address. And I realized it last night when I was cleaning out my email, and I had saved the email from PayPal that said one of my members changed her shipping address so that I would remember. And I didn't remember. So I had to message her. It's going to the old address. Hopefully she forgives me. Victoria, good morning, love. Good morning, Lisa. Lisa, you're a virtual paint party member. Are you enjoying it? Have you done any of the projects yet? I'd love to know. Okay, let me show you guys. So I was trying to straighten that circle up that I had made, and I ended up having to make it a little bit bigger. So I don't know if you can see, but that's still see-through, so I'll have to go over that again. But I'm going to move on to some other stuff. Oh, you know what else I just saw? Mary. Oh, so Mary reached out to customer support through the shipping channel that I use that pulls all the information from PayPal this morning to find out, because you have 3 customer profiles in the system, and 2 out of 3 of them have the wrong address. So I was reaching out to the shipping people this morning. I'm like, how do I delete some of her profiles? Margie, this looks natural, you mean? I cut and taped 4 templates together last night. Hope to get them cut in the next few days. Ginger, that's so exciting. Victoria, you're from Mississippi too. Awesome. We love the South. Stephanie, good morning. Good morning, good morning. I was catching up with Connie last week. I think we were talking about all of your adventures in teaching, and you have a new job this year, don't you? Like something that you've always wanted to do, don't you? Am I missing something? Mary wants to know, how did that happen? How do you have 3 different profiles? You have ordered from me 3 times. I don't know what else you ordered. Maybe a template or one of the workshops. And one of the other orders also had your wrong address. So that's how. So essentially, it pulled from 3 different places. And 2 out of 3. I'm preparing for Invest 92L. Margie, what is that, babe? So that's how it happened. We're in Mississippi, Victoria. I'm in DeSoto County. Yeah, y'all make some friends while you're on here. Okay, so I painted this. I told you in the beginning. It was in my stack of stuff that I had started. And you can see I was trying to touch up my pink. And the pink is slightly different color. It must have been a different brand or a different dye lot, something. So I'm going to have to put a quick coat of paint on this whole thing. But thin coat, quick. Nothing fancy. If I miss a couple small spots, you're never going to know it. Well, I might know it. Oh, that's not fun. Oh, man, I just got some pink on there. Not what I was trying to cover up. Lawrence County. So, Margie, will you... have to... call it evacuate? Victoria, that's a great question. I'm not going to answer that. No, I'm kidding. I answered just about every question people ask, unless it's, about my personal life, and then I, don't really answer that. Sometimes I do. Victoria. So the wood that I normally cut on is called tri-ply underlayment plywood. It's a mouthful. Tri-ply underlayment plywood. All together. My preference is the stuff you can buy at Home Depot. The Lowe's stuff is okay, but it's not my favorite. And I really like Lowe's, but I didn't really love their wood. This is what it looks like in the back. Looks like that on the front and the back. Now, I do want to tell you guys, full disclaimer, most of you guys know. Oh, Margie, that's crazy. So my aunt and uncle are from the Houston area. They're from Deer Park. Wonder what parts you're from. But the virtual paint party up until this point, which I don't think I've shared. Maybe I did. Maybe I told y'all last week. Anyway, up until this point, I have cut all of my signs myself. And guys, it's been a fabulous learning experience. It's been fantastic, but I'm so excited that last week, if you have been hanging with me for a while, you know that I had been asking for prayers for this grant pitch that I was doing. Guys, I got it. I got the grant. Which means that I will be hiring out some of... Thank you, Ginger! I will be hiring out the cutting part of my manufacturing process. And the vendor that I've chosen, they primarily use MDF. So from this point on, I will still be cutting my samples because where I use the laser cutter, they don't allow me to cut MDF. So I will still have to cut on tri-ply, but I've heard from most of my sign friends, well, I've not had anybody tell me they haven't liked it, that they like the MDF because it's so consistent. It's a very consistent product because it's a man-made product, and it doesn't warp and all of those things. Now, I know, Ginger, that was kind of the big selling point. It was funny when I did my pitch, which I was so nervous, guys. So nervous. I was so nervous. Okay, Margie, that's my Aunt Connie on there. Connie, say hi to Margie. Margie, say hi to Connie. And, anyway, I was so nervous. But the lady that was making kind of the decision, you know what she asked me? The last question was, how much time will this free up for you? And I estimated, now it's totally an estimate, but I estimated 8 hours a week. And she said, what will you do with those 8 hours a week? And I said, it will help me be able to do more lives. It will help me be able to keep up with my email marketing and let people know what's going on. It will help me to be able to design more new stuff for you guys, create more amazing content, and teach you all more fun stuff. Bible study with family and friends. Okay, Margie, what was that an answer to? Oh, that's what it would help me do. Well, they weren't really going about it from a personal perspective. They wanted me to spend more time in my business. So, yes, I will have time for that because I won't be so stressed out and running back and forth. But, yes, from a business perspective, they wanted to know, like, what business-wise will you do with your time? And so, good morning, Peggy. You are not late. Well, we do too, but okay, I'm trying to follow and I'm not following everything. Anyway, I'm gonna keep trying to figure it out. But Peggy, welcome this morning. I'm painting a flower that I started a long time ago and I found in my stash. Oh, you want me here too? Thank you. Yes. I found this flower in my stash, and I decided this morning that I wanted to paint some sunshine. Oh, Victoria, how cool is that? So Victoria, for Dayton ISD or for your Deer Park ISD? I'm guessing you mean Dayton. Now I'm asking questions about locations. Look at that. Okay, so I've got my coat of pink on. Ginger, yes, I'll have more time to paint. Gosh, it makes me so happy. So happy. Which flooded for weeks after Harvey. Oh, honey, did y'all have to have like your house redone and everything after Harvey? My parents are in, well, they're further south of Houston, but they had to redo their bottom floor. Oh, you bought a new house. Were you able to sell your old without any problems? Thought Victoria was from Mississippi. I'm lost. Okay. Let's see. I missed something here. Let me see. Oh, and Peggy is from Oregon. Oh, gotcha. Good morning, Michelle. Welcome. Okay, friends. So you have watched me this morning painting this circle, and I'm trying to get it just right. But the way to get your lines crisp is to load your brush and go slow. So take your time, enjoy the process. Uh-oh, I have a little bit of pink. Sometimes there's the last color that I washed out of my brush is still hiding way down in there. Sometimes, see, look. See that? Look. Y'all are like, here, quit doing that. Okay. Tone that down a little bit. Get it. Oklahoma, we have widespread flooding this spring. Over 10 counties were... Oh, gosh. Ginger, that is craziness. Let me see. Oh gosh, that's crazy. Sandy, you are from the Peach State, Georgia. What part? We currently have a house for sale in Georgia. Hoping it sells really quickly. We had an offer come in last week and we tried to negotiate it, but I didn't get it. So hoping that house will sell soon. All right, friends, I am ready to start embellishing the sign. So up to this point, I've just done the background. So I've just done the pink and the white. And I, because it's a flower, it doesn't really have a top or a bottom until I put words on it. So here are my holes. Connie says, Carrie, you just paint. We'll get acquainted. That's so funny. Connie, you don't have Graham today? She gets to babysit her grandson. Yeah, gosh, I can't believe you're old enough to be a grandmother. She gets to babysit her grandson, and he is so stinking cute, and I get to FaceTime with him all the time. And I call him my baby, but his daddy doesn't like that. So I posted on, this is kind of sad, but good too. I posted on my personal page today. I was looking through Time Hop. Do y'all do Time Hop? Because Time Hop, just to me, I don't know. I just love it. Tomorrow. So Time Hop to me is like, oh wow, I forgot about that. You know, that kind of thing. And I posted this morning on my personal page. I was pregnant with my son 10 years ago. And today, I had gone in 10 years ago for a doctor's appointment, just like a normal checkup for him. And the doctor could not find his heartbeat. Girls, I don't know how many of you have been through losing babies or that fear of losing your baby. But I remember crying so hard in that doctor's office. Victoria, have a good day. I remember crying so hard in that doctor's office that my daughter, who was always, you can ask Connie, she was a hard kid to raise when she was little. Still sometimes is. But she got like really good and quiet, and like she didn't know what was going on. And man, when they sent me in for a quick ultrasound and they found his heartbeat, I've never been so happy in all my life. And he did that to me 3 times. 3 times during my pregnancy. 3 times that kid, they couldn't find his heartbeat. Crazy town. But she still is. Connie, you're right. She is. You're right. Okay, guys, so I'm putting polka dots on my flower. That's what I'm doing right now to make my polka dots. Let me show you what I'm doing. Trying to decide if I can do polka dots like uniformly all the way around, or if I need to make them look like petals. Haven't ever done polka dots on here. So I load my brush on one side. This brush is a little bit wonky, but I load it on one side and then I put it on my board and I turn. Now I don't squish down. This is one of the things that in the studio I see a lot of customers do. They push down so hard that they're distorting their brush. You don't want to do that. You want to set it down gently and just barely have your brush bristles tilt. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So that's how I make my polka dots. A lot of people use the daubers. I don't like to use those. I think that they're more work. And you have to go back and like smooth out the bubbles. And anyway, to me, it's more high maintenance. Oh, Sandy, they call you Cookie. How stinking sweet is that? Is that 'cause you're so sweet? Is that why? Is that how you got that name? Sweetest Grandma Eva. Not so sweet. Okay, so I'm still painting. I'm just going to go all the way around, painting some polka dots. Now, another tip when you paint polka dots is to paint them in a triangle pattern. So make sure that any 3 that are closest together would make a triangle. And then you'll keep that, what would you call it? You won't have like a whole bunch of polka dots in one spot and not many in another. So just keep that triangle going and try to keep your spacing similar. It doesn't have to be exact, but just similar. Debbie, you have a great day too. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. Now guys, I turn my board a whole lot. I see sometimes at the studio, people will try to like reach over and paint. Turn your board, make it easy on you. If you know that you're better at strokes one way than the other, then turn your board so that you can accommodate that. Oh, got some pink in here. I was trying to cover up this little bit of white that was still not covered. Okay, so get some more paint. If you guys ever have questions about anything I say, like tip-wise, let me know, and I will revisit it. I think most of you know, if you're not brand new, that we do a virtual paint party every month where online people will paint based on they'll have a video. Yeah, y'all gotta read that. Okay, so my Aunt Connie, who I've always called Aunt Sissy because we were only 12 years apart, so we kind of grew up together. I always called her that. Well, my son renamed her Sassy. What size is my brush? Mary Morgan. It is a 5/8. It's hard to see, but it's a 5/8. There's two sizes I use when I do polka dots. I use, I'm gonna find the other one. This is the other one. Yeah. I use this one, which it says it's a number 10. I don't exactly know what that means. You paint on your clothes? Yes. Or blot. Yeah, I usually put a towel underneath that, Sandy, and then I blot. So Sandy says she found a new tip. If you get paint on your clothes, put rubbing alcohol on it and lightly scrub. I also put a towel underneath between the layers, and a lot of times I'll just dab it. Okay, so this is the brush I use for small polka dots. This is the brush I use for big polka dots. This one is almost the size of my thumb. This one is about half the size of my thumb, maybe even a third. Okay, let me put this back. Let me keep going with my polka dots. What else do y'all want to know today? Anything? Any questions you have? I'm dying to know. Are there any of you who are on my live who have been like on the fence wanting to paint with us every month, but you've either been scared or you don't think you can do it? Can I ask y'all to be vulnerable enough to say that's me? Because let me just tell y'all. So some of you know my story and some of you don't, but we were moving from Chattanooga to Ohio, and I used to do some digital graphic marketing for a paint studio down in Georgia. And Peggy, for giant polka dots, you would probably want to use something like this. Hold on. I don't ever do polka dots this big, but let me show you. So I used to do graphic design, like logos, business cards, that kind of thing. I still do that sometimes. This is the brush I would use for big, giant polka dots. Like, look how big that is. So, my friend used to pay me in blank wood. And so, I had never painted a door hanger. And I started going into her shop while my kids were at school. And I would paint. And I fell in love with it. Here's why. It was something I never thought I could do. I had seen all these adorable door hangers. I had bought all the adorable door hangers. and I never thought I could paint them. So when I went into her shop and I started painting them, it was so therapeutic and so relaxing that I knew when I was moving that was what I was going to miss a whole lot. Oh, you had a breakfast date, Connie? I want to go. So my aunt, Connie, that was on here, she came to Chattanooga to help me get my house ready to put on the market. And we drove up to Zanesville, Ohio, where I live now, just to check out the town. Because, like, we knew we were moving here, but I had never been here. My husband had never been here. He had literally flown in and interviewed for a job and, like, drove right back to the airport in Columbus and flew out. So he hadn't been here. But I knew, like, Zanesville is where we were going to end up because it was the bigger town closest to where his job was going to be. So we're driving to Ohio, and I had been thinking in the back of my brain, fundamental tab, put in my garden. I had been thinking in the back of my head, like, oh man, I wish I could open a paint studio. So I had an online business for years doing embroidery, like vinyl and graphic design. And we were driving up, and Connie, my aunt, looked at me and she goes, you know what you should do? Well, I'm just going to tell you. Y'all know Connie and I have some crazy ideas together, so I didn't know where this was going. And she said, you should start a paint studio. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I've been wanting to do, but I had not spoken it. Like, it was like one of those things, like, it's in my brain, but I kept thinking, like, no, like, that's not, no, you don't have the skills. You just painted your first door hanger, like, you know, two months ago. And as soon as she said it, it was like she spoke life into that dream. And so when we were house hunting up here, in the back of my head, I kept thinking, like, oh, it'd be great if I could find a house that had some type of building or basement or something where I could start having paint parties. And ladies, when God shows up sometimes, like, he really shows out. The very last property we looked at, which I did not like anything we looked at here, it was none of it fit our family. Like, I know the way we live our lifestyle, like where we all hang out together, and my husband, he loves to have an office, and I knew I wanted a craft room. And so anyway, I just knew, like, nothing I found I could see us being comfortable in. And we got to the last property, and there was a barn over, like, you pulled up the driveway, which we had wanted some land because we both grew up on land and we wanted our kids to grow up on land. But it was the last house we looked at, and you drove, like, down this driveway, and it was gorgeous, like, just off the beaten path, I felt like. And whenever we got down here, there was this barn, and I'm like, well, what do you do with that? And the guy said, oh, well, we have renters in there right now, so y'all can't go in there. Well, I kept thinking about that night, and I'm like, that barn would be perfect for a paint studio. Guys, I'm just grabbing paint. Can y'all see? Oh, y'all can't see this. Look. I'm trying to figure out what color I'm going with next. And so the next day, my realtor, she goes, you know what? We're getting in there. So she called the guy back, and she said, listen, they can't make a buying decision on a property where they can't see everything they're buying. So we came back the next day, and we walked the barn, and I was like, this is it. Like, this is it. So we put an offer in, and the rest is history. So 2.5 years ago, I guess it was, 3 years ago? 3 years ago now. Gosh, have we been here that long? No, that can't be right. I don't know. 2 years ago, I started the paint business. So anyway, that's where I'm at. It's my story. And so I say that to say, ladies, if I could do it, you can do it. Because I was scared to death to pick up a paintbrush. And now Like, it's so relaxing and I love it. Okay, so I'm going back through and I'm coloring in my polka dots. Can you see this? So this was with one coat and this is with two. I probably won't do more than two just because it's okay if you can see through them a little bit. Nobody's going to jump up and inspect your sign like right up against it. Let's talk about colors. What color do I want to use next? So I'm thinking about doing a swirl in the middle and some like polka dots around this part. So I was thinking like the swirl in this color and maybe the dots around in orange with purple. What do y'all think about that? Let me know what your thoughts are. So orange and purple polka dots. Now maybe swirl them. Oh, and then turquoise for the swirl in the middle. I think that'll be cute. Give me a yay or an A. Guess what starts? Good morning, Lisa. Guess what starts when we get back? So we're going to Gatlinburg next week with my in-laws. And as soon as we get back, actually they're starting while we're gone, but as soon as we get back, oh, turn my board. Sorry, babe. Thank you. Lisa, I'm so excited that you're live with me too. Okay, Sandy says that, oh, that's awesome, that her Walmart had Waverly Folk Art and Apple Barrel paint on clearance for 25 cents and some even 10 cents. Holy cow, I need to go check out our Walmart because they're making room for new. So y'all need to check your Walmarts too. And y'all say hi to my friend Lisa this morning. Lisa has not had internet access consistently for a while, and I have missed seeing her. So y'all say hi to Lisa. She is a fellow painter. Be careful, it might be old. Okay, will do. Uh-oh, I got a paint boogie. Yuck. Football, that's what I was going to say. Football starts for my little guy as soon as we get back from vacation. And friends, when I married my husband 13 plus years ago, he told me he was a big football fan. And I thought I understood what that meant because I came from Texas. Well, let me just tell y'all, I had no idea. I've got on my Alabama shirt, my Roll Tide this morning, because he's completely converted us all, brainwashed us, I should say, as Alabama people. Fall baseball for you. Well, I love football now. Now, I'm not one that like watches every game on TV, but like a football game, going to a football game, watching a football game, yelling at a football game, like love it. So as soon as we get back, my little guy starts football, and that is what he lives for. Sounds silly, but he loves football so much. Mary, what was that? What is that? You silly ladybug. Go Vols. I can't believe you'd even put that on my post. My family are all Longhorn fans. Boomer Sooner. What? Come on. Here you go, UGA. Okay, Sandy, you want to know a secret? My second favorite team are the Dogs. Yes, second favorite team are the Dogs. And it probably started, this is going to sound terrible. Let me turn my board again. It probably started way back when, was it his name Chris Rick? I can't say it. Rick, was it Rick? I don't know how to say that. Anyway, was the coach, like way back when. I feel like a long time ago. Was that his name? Look at Rachel. Is that a peach, Rachel? Oh, go Big Orange, or you love orange football. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you, love. A house divided. I love that. Now, I will tell y'all something funny. You want to hear it? Guys, I'm opening up this morning. I should probably keep my mouth closed. So right after my husband and I got married. So we met and married very quickly. Like, we met around my birthday one year back in, let's see, 05. A Big Orange. Go Big Orange. Yes, Margaret. That's right. That was who it was. We met around my birthday one year, which was the end of March. And we told our families, we went on our first date April 15th. And we told our families we were getting married on April the 21st. Okay, so a week after our first date. But in all fairness, we had gotten to know each other at work. And we had talked all the things like politics and religion and, you know, all the things you don't really talk about on first dates. And so we had really gotten to know each other. And so that was kind of a natural progression. We just decided, hey, like, I was old. I'm going to say I was older. I was 25. He was 30. And, like, we just both were at a point where we were ready to get married. And so he told me that he was this huge football fan. And I'm like, dude, I know football. Like, I came from Texas. Like, football's everything. I had no idea, guys. I had no idea. In fact, I actually cried during our first football season together. And this is why. So we were newlyweds living in St. Augustine, Florida, which in and of itself is a beautiful place. And it was a tourist town that we actually liked to go and hang out in. Like, it wasn't so touristy that, you know, you couldn't go downtown. And he would tell me on Saturday mornings what the football schedule for the day was. And I would listen. And this one particular Saturday, he told me all the games he was going to watch that day. And there was a time break of like an hour and a half or so between two games. So I'm thinking, like, you know, we're newlyweds, like, we're still going on dates. We haven't known each other that long. Let's go to dinner. And there were some British pubs down there that we just loved. So I mentioned going to dinner. He goes, oh, honey, there's a game I forgot about, and it's from this time to this time. That's awesome, Ginger. I love it. And I sat on the couch and cried. Because I was like, oh my gosh, what have I done? This man is obsessed with football. So we made a deal that he could watch all the college football he wanted, but no NFL, because, like, that was way overkill. When I say he watched all the college football, like, every team or every game that could affect Alabama, he watched. And he is so diehard that he would watch all the replays the next morning. Like, so we'd be getting ready for church, and he would be watching the replays. And he would say, if Alabama dropped a ball or something, he would watch to see if maybe they caught it. Maybe he just missed it. And he's like the eternal optimist. So it was really quite funny. But, yeah, I just thought I knew football and that I liked football, and nope. So over the years, you know, we now have 2 children, and my son is 9, and he's been playing football since he was 5. and it's his favorite. Yes, college football is more unpredictable. You're right. It's his favorite, and so now, Jen, welcome. Lisa sent you. That's awesome. Lisa's the bomb. Diggity and Roll Tide. So what was I gonna say? Oh, so now that he has a son who loves football, like I can't deny them all the football games. So now they watch all the NFL, all of the college football, and my daughter and I just do fun things like paint our toenails together. Okay, so no one weighed in on my colors. What do you think? I think we're gonna start here. Moved to West Virginia from Alabama. So, Jan, can we chat for a second? Can we just talk? From woman to woman, let's talk. So we now live in the north. We live in Ohio. And to me, we're Southerners living in the north. Rebecca, you're so funny. College ball isn't a big deal there. In Oklahoma, it's everything, yeah. So we moved here. December will be 3 years. And he, like, all the time is like, we can't live in the north forever. And for me, this is my perspective. I'm like, honey, but as Southerners living in the north, we are good influences on the Northerners. We're teaching them new things. And he's like, honey, we can't stay here forever. So are you of that same mindset that, like, you want to get back to, where'd you say you're from? You want to get back to Alabama? Huh? Do you feel him? Are y'all on the same page? Am I just silly? Because I really think I could live here forever. All right, guys. So you know I have a trimmer. I shake really bad. Detail work is hard for me. So, like, this part is easy. Southerners need to come home. Well, what did I say in my about section? Oh, that I'm a Southerner living in the north. Yes, you're right, I do. So whenever I am teaching next door, I'll get up and Jan, y'all are cracking me up today. I'll get up to start, like, talking, and I say y'all all the time, which I actually heard somebody yesterday in a restaurant here say y'all, but it was also, like, every other word was the F-bomb, and I was like, I can't claim them as a Southerner because, no, just couldn't do it. But anyway, it was funny to hear someone else say y'all. But I say y'all, and people will, like, stop listening because they're so caught up in the y'all. Like, that's not normal. Heller, Lisa, Thomas, Allen, you have Wi-Fi. Yes, she has Wi-Fi. Can you believe it? We're celebrating today that Lisa. Rebecca, you know what else Lisa has? A new red car. She has a new red car. All right. So I've told you guys that I struggle with detail work because I have a trimmer. I want to do a super cute swirl. But here's what I'm going to tell you guys. I am this could be a Pinterest fail. It could be Pinterest worthy. I don't know. But here's what I know. At the end of the day, I can paint over whatever I mess up. So if you're watching and you're like, oh my gosh, she totally screwed that up. It's just paint. It's just paint. I'm trying to text her. That's so funny. So I'm going to try this swirl. I want to start in the middle and come out. We live in a nice area. I thought we'd move back south. Jan, that's part of my problem. Hey, good morning, Yvonne. Or is this Edna? Somebody's watching. My in-laws are on. I don't know if it's Yvonne, my sister-in-law, or Edna, my mother-in-law, but I get to see her next week. All right. So that's part of the reason. I'm going to try this. I feel like I can't talk while I do it, but I'm going to try. That is part of the reason that I don't ever want to move is because my husband, well, I know, I didn't mean a new car, like just drove off the lot, but new for you. That's part of the reason I want to stay is because we bought this land and my thoughts, no, Rebecca, remind me to answer that in a question, or answer that question in a minute. My thoughts were always, and kind of my goal in life has been to build a life you don't need a vacation from, right? Like I'm big on, if you're uncomfortable, move. You know, you're not a tree. And we moved here after my husband was in a job where he was gone all the time. We never saw him. And it got to the point where I was like, guys, like I really want my kids to have their father around. So thankfully he found this job. It's been great. I do need to host a small event here, but we'd have to like blow up mattresses. So anyway, I feel like the reason I don't want to ever move is because we finally have a life that we don't need a vacation from. Now, do we still like to vacation? Absolutely. But I'm just as happy staying at home as I am going on vacation. So for me, it's like, why would I ever give that up? Vicki, are you saying yes to building a life that you don't need a vacation from? Oh, I love all those hearts. Is that what y'all are hearting about? Or are y'all hearting about hosting an event? Which one? Because, like, seriously, we could host an event. I could do it. Y'all could come and see me. Both. So, if you missed it, Lisa asked me a while back to take her on a tour of the studio. And I posted a live on my Facebook page taking her on a tour of the studio. Hey, Lisa, good morning. And so if you missed it, go back and watch, because it might be worth it to sleep on the floor on a blow-up mattress. But you'd probably have to like bring your own, because I don't have any. So, and I would sleep over there with y'all. It's air conditioned and it's a nice place. But we could have an event here. Or we could all just come and paint here and then go stay at a hotel. That would be fun too. But so that's why I don't really want to move. It's not that like I've turned into a northerner. I love my friends up here. There's some good people here. But I finally feel like we have a life we don't need a vacation from. And I don't want to lose that. Okay, guys. For most people, this probably would have gone much quicker, but I'm, trucking along here. Oh, and one thing that I didn't do that I could have done. Vicky's loving this idea. Good morning, Kathy. Welcome. We're glad to have you this morning. I could have thinned out my paint, and it probably would have gone on a little bit smoother. But I'm just going to keep painting. Remember what I said earlier, that if you paint a certain direction better than the other direction, turn your board. Make it easy on yourself. Good morning, Jayanne. Okay, question. Is your name Jayanne, or is your husband Jay and you're Ann? Thank you, Vicki. Thank you, Kathy. I must have tooth pulled yesterday. I need work done, but oh, Dana, I'm sorry. Thank you, love. Jan, I am in Zanesville, Ohio, which is south of Columbus, I think. I'm not good at geography. Dana, so my husband had a tooth pulled last week. Well, it wasn't even pulled. I think they had to like chip it out. And he has been in a lot of pain. Oh, that's really cool. Sandy, do you sell? Your name is Jayanne. Awesome. If I forget that, please forgive me, but I'm going to try to remember that, because I have a lot of friends and customers who they hyphenate their husband in their names. Oh, I'm only an hour from Columbus. Vicki, I'm only an hour from Columbus. So, guys, I have to tell y'all. Okay, I'm not going to say it out loud, but y'all got to read what Lisa just wrote. He had it on the top, and he has all these stitches, and he goes back in tomorrow, which that's a funny story. What, Jan? Oh my gosh. Okay, Jan's going to be the first one in for our live event. She's going to be the first one in. Right, Jan? You're coming to see me? You can come see me? So, what was I going to say? Crud. I just forgot. So this morning, okay, y'all know if you watched from the beginning, you know what Lisa's next. Girl, you're welcome anytime, love. Other side, Karen. So are you going to come to the live too? Y'all are going to talk me into having a live event, aren't you? Yes, he has all those stitches. Dana, question, will they take those out or do they dissolve? Because he doesn't think they're going to dissolve. Jan, let me just tell you. I have been really focusing on trying to, how do I say this? Trying to attract people that are my kind of people, okay? Like if you're not fun and you're not a hot mess, let me just tell you, I'm probably not your girl. But if you're fun and you're a hot mess, or you just like to be around people who are fun and a hot mess, then I'm your girl. And so let me just tell you, Jan, that and Dana and Vicky and everybody that's on today, I cannot think of anyone that I would love to, how do I say this? Like, be with more than Lisa Allen. Like, she's my girl. Oh, Rebecca, you're not a hot mess, are you? You're like organized and everything, but you can still join us hot messes as long as you don't judge us. Mary, definitely a hot mess. So guys, can I just tell you that let me turn it this way. Every customer or different person, y'all crack me up, that I meet on Facebook, y'all just touch me in such fun ways. Oh, you're not fun, Rebecca, whatever. Oh, Lisa, you're so sweet. I love you. So you have to fly from Texas. Who can you ride with? Vicky. So you're going to fly into Columbus, which Southwest does. They fly straight into Columbus. And then you're going to ride with Jan. Okay? Jan, are you okay with that? And I found Lisa. It's a God thing. And now he's like, oh, Jan, I love you. All right. So I love all of you. Y'all are so awesome. You're not fun. You're awkward. Dana, whatever. Whatever. I'm awkward too. I mean, I run into walls and stuff. So come on. So you fly for Spirit Airlines. Shares under honor pays me on. Does she think she's not funny? Oh, how funny. Okay. So Vicky, are you a pilot? Or are you a stewardess? What do you call them? Is that what they're called? Stewardess? Flight attendant? Guys, I want to have a live event now. But, okay, so some of you know Tamara Bennett, who is Southern Adornments Decor. Your flight attendant. Awesome. Dana, you'll fit in just fine, love. Just fine. Okay, so she did a live event in March. Yes, Lisa, let's do it. My husband's having another surgery at the end of the month, and my kids are going back to school, and I'm going to Canada in August. And so as soon as all that chaos is over, let's do it. Even if it's just a few of us, like, I would be happy to host. And we could even do projects together. Guys, I think this could be a lot of fun. If y'all don't want to sleep on air mattresses, you could get hotel rooms together. You know, all the things. Okay, so I went to Tamara's Live in March, and my business partner, Christy, and I were actually speaking to the group of women about turning your hobby into a business, because we have a women's coaching group, which Lisa is in. I'm so excited. And we love her to pieces. So we were speaking there, and Christy's coming. Yes. Okay. So guys, Christy right here is my business partner from Kentucky. And let me back up and say, we met online last June. And I asked, so we decided within a couple weeks of kind of working together, we decided that we wanted to start a business together because we both wanted to help other women start businesses. And it doesn't, Jean, you don't have to be a painter. You can do whatever you want creative. So we decided to help, to just join up, because she is my tech girl. And I tend to be the hot mess all over the place. She keeps me reined in. But I'm like the think outside of the box. And Christy is in Louisville, Kentucky. So anyway, we met online, and I said, when we decided to start a business together, crazy. I said, Christy, why don't you come up to Ohio? She's only 4 hours away, or 3.5. So why don't you come up to Ohio, and we'll sit down and have like a planning day. And do you know what she wrote back? Christy, do you want to tell him, or do you want me to tell him? Get back to that in just a second. Let's see if she's going to tell y'all what she wrote back, because it was so stinking hilarious. And then let me just say, aw, Vicki, you're so sweet. Let me just say, my event's going to be nothing like Tamara's, because I'm not a planner like that. I would need to, I'd need to hire somebody to do that, and it'll never get done. So if we have an event, it's going to be like, hey ladies, let's, spend $100 and do three projects. I'll get all the materials. Y'all just come have fun. You're on your own for hotels and all of that. Like, these are the dates. Let me know if you're coming. So, okay, y'all look up. Look what Christy just said. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see what she said? She literally said to me, you're not going to cut me up and put me in the freezer, are you? Because my family would miss me. That is what she said to me. That is what she said to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I thought we knew each other better. Now, granted, we knew each other for 2 weeks online. Yeah. So anyway, she thought I was going to cut her up and put her in the freezer. So we ended up, Jan, I'm being serious too. But it's probably, y'all need to hold me accountable, because I'm going to forget. And so I might need one of you to jump in and say, hey, I'll totally help you coordinate. Can one of you do that? And we can make it happen. 4 hours south of you. Too funny. Anyway, so she brought her husband with her. He wouldn't let her come by herself. He thought I was going to chop her up and put her in the freezer. She started the list. Okay. Yep. Anybody who wants in, we need a list. So we don't want to leave anybody out. Who's going to start the list? Lisa or Jan? One of you. I'm putting one of you in charge. Y'all can decide who it's going to be, because I'm just telling you. I'm going to do good just to plan some projects for us. Do we only want to do door hangers, or do we want to do other projects? Guys, I'm talking like this is really going to happen. Okay, so all right, here's where we're at. It's not perfect. Oh, Jan, I'm looking forward to hugging your neck too. Okay, so Lisa said she'll do the legwork. Love, I love you so much. Okay, so I'm going to try this. We're going to try to do polka dots around here. Lisa, the other Lisa, wants to come too. Vicki is 3, Christy is 4. Lisa wants to come. All right, so I'm going to take this, which I just got paint everywhere. Orange is Candace. I'm all in. Lisa, did you hear that? Candace says she's willing to help you plan it. Help y'all plan The, look at that. She's willing to help you plan the event. Y'all just tell me when I need to be there and where. Oh, well, I mean, I know where I need to be. But if we're going to have like dinner or something before, y'all let me know and I'll be there. Okay, so I just like dabbed white in with my orange because orange is super transparent. So I'm going to, and this is the smaller brush. Somebody asked me earlier, I think it was Miss Mary, what size brush I was using. This is the smaller brush. And let's see. Yeah, there are so many Lisas. Okay, Ginger says that we have to do lives. Okay, I gotta tell you a secret, Ginger. I gotta tell you a secret. I don't get reception at the studio. I don't know how we're gonna do lives unless somebody has really good internet. Sandy, you're booked up until November. Okay, so let's talk for just a second. If we were really gonna make this happen, let me show you. I wanna show you before I forget. All right, do you see the difference in the size of the polka dots? Now, some of my polka dots are larger with that brush. Some of them I made slightly smaller. This is the size for this brush that says number 10. All right, so Sandy says she's booked up till November. Well, let's talk for just a second. November is kind of my busy season. I get busy August through January. So we could do before or we could do after. And what else was I going to say? We could do before or we could do after. And we could work around schedules. We could just see what, like we could put a poll up and see what works for the majority of the people. Obviously, everybody's going to have schedule conflicts with some dates, but we could see what would work for the majority of people. And I will tell y'all, it gets really cold here in November. We're talking snow and, all that good stuff probably. So make sure that you can pack accordingly. Holy cow, Sandy has an 11-day show coming up. Lisa Burkhart, good morning, love. Hey guys, guess what? Need a tip too. Ginger, I tried a Wi-Fi booster and I put it against the wall. I put it against like the wall that's closest to the studio, and it didn't work. It had good ratings on Amazon. So I don't know. Maybe I need to try again. Vicky wants to know where the show is at. Sandy's in Georgia. Is that where the show is? Thinking the sooner the better. We aren't going on vacation this year. All right, Jan. So I am going with my family next week on vacation. And then school starts August 21st. Uh-oh. I just made that in the wrong place. I start August 21st. I go to Canada for... It's not quite a week. But other than that, I'm pretty free. And on our house, I'm getting... Girl, that is awesome. Let's celebrate that, Jan. Let's celebrate that. I might have to come visit you one day. So... So when do we want to do this? Let's get some dates. Let's throw out some dates. Let's see if we can... Sorry, I'm late making bows and hanging signs. Lisa, guess what? Lisa Burkhart is one of my local customers. All right, guys. She and I'm taking Thursday off this week, and we're going to Amish country together. So, you know what the best part about my business is I get to make friends with some of the most amazing people in the world. All right, but Lisa, so if you just joined us, I think, and these ladies are trying to talk me into hosting a live event. And since you're local, you would be a shoo-in, right? Right? You're going to come. Now, Lisa's a teacher, though, so we're going to have to make sure that she can be off during that time. So when are we doing it, guys? Come on, friends. If we're going to make this happen, we better get some dates. All right, this is what I'm doing so far. Which, it's hard to see really close, but you can see how transparent my orange is. So this will take more coats. If you put your board on a Lazy Susan, yeah. And I think I just got rid of one. I think I just gave one to Goodwill. I don't know where we're going. Lisa, where are we going Thursday? And are you driving or am I driving? Because I don't really have any plan. That was something we wanted to do together. So we were making it happen. So guys, okay, so Lisa came to one of my classes probably in the fall of last year. Is that right, Lisa? And she's come back several times since then. And a couple months, well, I guess about a month ago, we were talking about my virtual paint party. And she's like, oh, I'll just do projects, here and there. And then the next thing I know, she joined for the year. And her husband has been cutting her signs for her. And she is like all in. And I love it. I love it so much. We're going to Berlin. Okay. Are you driving or am I driving, babe? Okay, ladies, I have to watch the rest on replay. You have a great day, Ginger. I didn't plan on being on this long today, but I'm painting very slow today. I don't know why. Probably because I'm looking up flexible on time, but August starts your busy season. That's going to be tough to do before. Let's see. It won't let me see the rest. Hold on. The signs, and he's gone. Did he cut the signs that I sent you the templates for? Lisa, that is a great idea. Now, I say it's my busy season, but that doesn't mean that I can't make time for y'all. Okay, so Lisa Burkhart messaged me last week, and she told me she wanted, okay, that works. She told me that she wanted these different templates, and I told her, I literally said, what's your phone number? So I sent her this voice message, and I'm like, girl, like my life is in shambles right now, but I will try my best. And I was sitting at the doctor's office with my husband while he was back having surgery, making her templates so I could get them to her before her husband went out of town. But she says now she's out of signs. Now, Lisa, I will tell you, could put y'all to work. That's right, Jan. Could put y'all to work. I will tell you that people make fun of my driving. So you're taking your life in your own hands. But I think I'm a great driver. I think I'm a great driver. I think other people are just overly sensitive. That's what I think. Okay, friends. Let's see. This is so far. Caveman. Better to plan for. Okay. Oh, man. I'm sorry, Lisa. Let's see. Thank you. Okay, Christy just said caveman. So I have a radar detector, and it says K-band, but everybody that rides with me thinks that it says caveman, and so that's what that's whenever people ride with me, that's what I'm known for, is the caveman. Yeah. Okay, friends, it's about to get real. So I've got to wait for this orange to dry. And because I laid it on pretty thick with my polka dots, that's going to take a few minutes. So I'm going to accent some of these leaves. Ooh, have fun, Sandy. It was great seeing you this morning, love. If y'all hop off, just let me know. Just say, hey, bye. So I know y'all are gone and don't call you out. Lisa, honey, why don't you let me know what dates work for you to come and help plan, and we will plan something for next summer. You just tell me when you can come up. Okay, friends. So I was going to do, they're as good as yours, but luckily the bows. You're so funny. Bye, Mary. Have a great day. Mary got a scroll saw. She did. All right, so I'm going to paint another coat of orange on these, and I was going to accent them with purple. Do you think I should do my accents on my leaves or my petals purple? I think that's what I might do. Let's see. Now, I'm just going to come through here. Remember, I keep turning my board because it's easier for me to do, to go this way. You're a nanny. Like you're a nanny like you have grandkids, or you're like a nanny like you watch other people's kids? I think the purple looks pretty. What do y'all think? Purple it up. I will purple it up, Kathy. Purple it up. Okay, so 2 years ago today, my husband and I left for a late 10-year anniversary trip. We went to Europe, somewhere we'd always talked about going, but we had never gotten the opportunity. Well, that's awesome, Jan. I know I need one. I need to go see if I gave it to Goodwill or if I still have it, because it might be in the closet. So anyway, we went to Europe, and I am a huge British accent fan. Like every British movie, all the things. Like I love all the Brits. Okay, so y'all know I'm closing my virtual paint party at the in the middle of next month. And I found this coach which I'm a serial learner. So where I love to teach all of you what I learn. I always love to learn. Like I'm always learning, whether it's things about business or painting or whatever it is. So anyway, there is a British coach who talks about launches, and I was so excited because I decided to join her group just to like give me energy for my launch. And it started, like our coaching started today, and I was playing this morning while I was getting dressed. I was playing the videos, and I'm like, oh, the British accent, like I just love it. Like we could be best friends. And there was a lady in the train station, I'll never forget. No, bus station, sorry. When we landed in London and we were having to take a bus to another city to our hotel, she started talking to me, and like I couldn't even process what she was saying because I was totally infatuated with her accent. And I told my husband as we walked away, I go, honey, I want her to be my best friend. So my daughter, she changed my Siri on my phone. Yes, that's what my daughter did. She changed my Siri on my phone so that now it's a British accent. So anytime I ask a question or I'm getting navigation, it's a British accent. And let me just tell y'all, so God always works in mysterious ways. And what I find so funny is my daughter has an amazing British accent. I don't know where she gets it from. Her dad and I don't talk like that. I can't talk like that. But she will I'll tell her, Kinsley, will you please read to me in your British accent? And this child will open up a Junie B. Jones book and she will read to me in her British accent. She's the best ever. She is the best. When she was little, and we talked a little bit about this earlier, she was a tough toddler and baby. But it's so funny. She's such a blessing. And she is so sweet, and most of the time. I mean, she can be mean, but she probably gets that from me. Jan, I'm going to have to see if I have that Lazy Susan. Because if I do, that would be so helpful. Okay. I've got, putting a little bit more on this. Okay. So here's where we're at. Yes, Vicky, it is. It is so stinking precious. Okay. I'm going to go back and I'm going to add purple accents to my orange polka dots. And I think that's all I'm going to do. Anything else y'all can think of I should do? I'm going to wait a little bit for this to dry, so let me fan it. Do you like that? Lisa, you know Carol Murphy? Jan, I love them too. Kinsley watches all of the British baking shows. So if you know Carol Murphy, last year her daughter got married. I think it was last summer. And they ordered these cutouts. And I hadn't done my sample. I'd cut one for myself and I hadn't done it. So this will be my sample. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do today is add the accents to those polka dots. And I think I'm going to do it before it dries all the way. So let me get some purple. Let's just see. This could be a hot mess. And, oh yeah, it's a hot mess. Let's see. No, I don't like that. Okay. So let me put some orange back over that and let it dry. And then I'll just accent it. See, guys? Just never know what you're going to get with me. Okay. So I'll have to wait for that to dry. But after that all dries, I'm just going to take a narrow paintbrush, a real thin, and how much is a template? Like the Flower Union, $5. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, templates are $5. I don't have all of them up on the website because they're a newer product. But if there's one in particular that you're looking for, message me and I will get it up for you. All right, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to do some like little accents along here. Uh-oh, somebody's texting my kiddos. Hear their phones going on. Bye, sweet lady. Have a great day. Rebecca, girl, that doesn't even sound fun. Nothing about that sounds fun. Oh, and Lisa, make sure you let me know what date you and Jan can come. We'll plan. All right, friends. I think that's where I'm going to leave it for today. What do you think? Just a little bit of purple accents on there. All right, friends. So I have got to get to my computer and do some marketing and let some people know about our virtual paint party closing next month so nobody misses out. If you want information, let me know. And I'll see y'all later. Sip and paint tonight. Oh yeah, fun. You'll have to post pictures. Thank you, Vicki. I appreciate all of you so much. I hope you all know that. And I hope you learned something today. If you didn't learn something, I hope you had fun hanging out. Yes. Jan says she can come whenever. Yes. All right, loves. Y'all have a great day. Bye, guys.